Hey friends, welcome back to Jenny Food and My Kitchen. Here we are in August, and for us in Northern Michigan, August means it's that time of year when our gardens are busting with good things and our farmers markets are just beautiful with all the yields from around this area. So today we're going to talk about tomatoes. Now I absolutely love garden tomatoes fresh in the summer. It's the best time of the year to get them, eat them, can them, all the things with tomatoes. So today we're talking about a tomato galette. Now if you've never heard of a galette, it's actually kind of just a rustic form of pie. So we're going to take some pie crust, put a little cheese on it, put our tomatoes on it, bake it, and it's sort of almost like a fancy form of pizza. You'll see. This is going to be so good. Let's make this. Friends, let's talk ingredients for this rustic tomato galette. I've got some garden tomatoes, I've got a pie crust, some mozzarella cheese, some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of Italian seasoning and garlic powder, and some Dijon mustard. And that's all we need to get started. So first of all, I cut 3 of those tomatoes and I went ahead and I put those in my strainer. And then here I'm just adding a little bit of salt to get some of that juice off of those tomatoes. Now we'll wait probably about 45 minutes for those tomatoes to go ahead and give off all that juice. That way we won't have to deal with all of that tomato juice inside of our galette, and it'll be yummy. All right, friends, let's get started on our galette. Now, I am going to go ahead and use this store-bought pie crust. I mean, you are totally welcome to make your own pie crust from scratch. This is kind of a cheat, but at the end of the day, I've done this before and it works out really well, and it just kind of cuts down some time. And if you have a bunch of people that you're looking to make this like as an appetizer or like a luncheon, you can whip out quite a few of these a whole lot quicker than making pie crust from scratch. So I've got my crust down on parchment paper on my sheet pan. Now my oven is preheated at 375, so we've already got that going. Now, like I said, we're going to use just a little bit of Dijon mustard. I'm going to put maybe like right around a teaspoon, maybe a little bit less than that, right in the middle. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to brush that in very thin. It's just going to give it like a little bit of a pop of flavor against that cheese. All right. So I'm going to spread that very thin, and you'll see that makes it delicious. It just adds a little pop of something. All right, next, now I have gone ahead and drained these tomatoes, and we got quite a lot of liquid off them. But one thing we're going to do to kind of prevent our crust from being soft, because these are fresh tomatoes, is we're going to put a cheese layer on the bottom of this. So I've got just some mozzarella cheese. You can use gruyere, you can use Swiss, which I think that would be good. You could use, just about, you could use cheddar if you wanted to, like a white cheddar would be good. But it just helps to kind of form a barrier between the tomatoes and the pie crust. And of course, it gives you cheesy goodness as well. And who doesn't love that? Okay. All right, now I'm leaving like a little over an inch on each side. This is not going to be a very big galette, but I'm the only person in the house that is going to want to eat this, so it's fine that it's not super huge. I would say this is going to yield about 4 slices. So lunch for today and possibly lunch for tomorrow if it makes it that long. And then I'm just going in with a little bit of Parmesan. Now, I'm going to put my tomatoes kind of starting in a round. Now, I don't like to overlap them necessarily because it's pie crust and it's not, our base is not super thick like a puff pastry or like a pizza dough, so it's a lot thinner. I don't want to go super high with tomatoes because I just want that ratio of crust to tomatoes to be good. So I'm just kind of piling my tomatoes. Now I used 3 out of the 4 tomatoes that I started with. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm so excited about this. There is nothing like fresh summer tomatoes, in my opinion. I mean, I remember my grandparents, when I was a kid, that was like a side dish in the summer, was tomatoes just with added salt. All right. I think that looks good. And so that's about not quite 3 whole tomatoes. All right, I forgot to mention olive oil too. I'm going to give these tomatoes just a little bit of help cooking. They're going to be in the oven for about 45 minutes. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil on these, kind of help them cook, which makes sense because I add quite a bit of olive oil to like my marinara sauce. It just kind of helps tomatoes cook a little bit. Ooh, that's going to be so good. Now, I don't need to add any added salt because we've already salted those tomatoes. So I've got in here just a little mix, like a ½ teaspoon of garlic and a ½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I could always use fresh basil too, but I kind of used all my basil up on a client this weekend. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of Italian seasoning. Not super heavy, but just make sure that everybody gets a little sprinkling. All right, and then I'll just top it with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese because I can. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm excited. I love, love, love summer tomatoes. All right, I think that looks perfect. All right, next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll up those edges. And so when you roll that up, about every couple inches, we're just going to make it kind of like a fold, as you can see there. So now I'll roll that up and now I'll pinch that and fold it. And kind of, you'll see the natural spot where you need to make that fold. And we're just going to go all the way around until we've got everybody covered. And just like that, we've got a beautiful little tomato galette. Now, I think I'm going to give this a little egg wash, so hang on. So I'm just going to crack an egg here in a bowl on the side. Made it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of whiz that up. And we will brush this on the top of our pie crust. That looks good. And it'll just kind of help give us a nice finish to that galette. I love to make galettes. Now, if you have like fresh raspberries or blueberries that you're picking, or you have just a few left and you don't have enough for a whole pie, you can always make a galette because you don't need as much of a filling. And it kind of looks pretty sort of rustic, but I've done that before. I have actually made blueberry galettes because I didn't have quite enough to make a full pie. All right. And just like that, in a matter of minutes, our galette is ready to go in the oven. Now I'm going to cook this for 45 minutes and then we're going to let this cool for like 15 minutes and then I will give you the taste. So I'll be back. All right, friends, look at that galette. That looks so good. That looks perfect. It's not liquidy. It's not, and it smells so good. So I've gone ahead, we cooked that for 45 minutes. I've let that cool for like almost 15. So I'm gonna cut this baby and I'm gonna taste it. Oh, I'm so happy with this. All right. And see, that's kind of what I was talking about, that whole like tomato to crust ratio. I think it's perfect. I think the way it came out is just perfect. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite. My mouth is watering. I'm so excited about this. Oops. Wow, that is so good. I think I'm gonna try and eat it kind of like a pizza. And that is what that tastes like, kind of a fancy little pizza. Friends, this would be perfect for a little luncheon. Actually, you could cut these up in smaller pieces as an appetizer. This would go great for lunch, like a luncheon alongside of a salad. This is just so pretty and kind of fancy, but yet it's also very delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish my piece. Friends, thank you so much for watching. I just wanna say I love you. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment. Are you gonna try this? Would you try this? What did you think about this recipe? I love you and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.